Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another gear raffle and review. Today we're going to take a look at a hydration pack from a new company called Scandinavian Gear. So, let's get right into it. Coffee. Little too cold for my taste. Alright guys, let's jump into this hydration pack from Scandinavian Gear. I really don't have a whole lot of experience with hydration packs. I've never really used one. I've got a day pack that I can put my bladder into, but it's not specific for that reason. Right out of the box when I got it, I can tell one thing straight off the bat, and that this is made for really active. I'm talking trail running, cycling, or just running or jogging in general. It's not going to be your use for your everyday little backpacking trip. Like I have a day pack, and I don't really think this is would even be a day pack because it really doesn't fit that much, and it doesn't provide very much for comfort in carrying anything with any kind of substantial weight. And I'll get more into the fit here in a bit. The overall construction of the pack seems very good at first glance, but when I start to dive in a little bit deeper, and I'm gonna get a little closer here and zoom in, there are a couple spots where like you can see some frayed stitching here, and then right here on the pack you can see where, and hopefully you'll be able to see where when it was run through the machine, the stitching kind of got a little bit out of whack, and you're gonna get that when you see a lot of these like mass-produced items. Now, is that a real bad thing for this pack? This pack is I think on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for the Amazon page. It's $25. You're not paying top dollar, and for that little bit of that seam to be out, now it's still sewn, but it's just not perfect. But you're not paying top dollar. This isn't a $200 pack, so to have that little bit of a stitching mistake, not a big deal in my opinion. Now, if I was to get a more high dollar pack and I was to see that, I'd be a little bit more frustrated about it. But for the price tag on this, it's almost expected that you're gonna have those little stitches out of place. As for like the toggles and the zippers and stuff, for the most part, everything else seems to be right on par with the price and pretty good quality. Now, I will say, and I'll be able to put in a little bit of a video here on the side of me trying to work these side pouch zippers, and because of the placement of the strap, they almost require two hands to work, and I think that that's a little bit of a design flaw there. And like I said, you should be able to see what I'm talking about. There's also some other parts of this pack where like your closure for your chest strap here, the way that it is adjustable, and again, hopefully I'll have a little video put in there for you, but the way that it is adjustable, and once you start to put a little tension on this, I think it pulls on the stitching in a way that over time is going to give you maybe some issues. You're probably going to have some stitching come out or something like that. Just again, and it's another little bit of a design problem there I see. And like I said, it's an inexpensive pack and will definitely work. And I'd like to get into that right now. So before I get too off on the things that I found wrong with it, I do want to say, because I don't like to be that guy that just points out all of the negatives in something, because this pack does offer a lot of positives. And for example, I was able to put this on and adjust it to my body where it fit nice and tight. Now, I think you'd be able to jog and run and be very active with this pack. It holds tight to your pack, or holds tight to your back, and when moving, it does not move back and forth, and I think that does work very well. And I can see the pack is not waterproof, but it's made of a material that I believe would shed water very well, and I would think that the content should stay dry unless you're getting poured on. The size of it, because of its just having a small room inside, works really well for the water bladder and the other parts, which I'll get into. So when I finish this review and I point out some other things, don't get me wrong. For the $25, I want to make sure you realize this is I think is a good buy for the price. Moving on to some of the other parts included is their style of a water bladder. This is a 2-liter water bladder, and it's actually made out of a, what I would say, like a gummy rubber material, which is really nice, I think, because it allows this thing to be crinkled up, and it's not, I mean, you see it doesn't ever get wrinkled. You're not creasing it in any way, which I think will go a long ways to saying this thing is never going to really spring a leak. As far as the lid goes, it looks good. The hose and the bite valve look pretty generic, but you know, they're very easily updated to, if you wanted to, you know, install your own bladder into this, you could, or if you have a bite valve that you like, you could you know, cut this off and put your own bite valve off. But I do really like the bladder. It also comes with this little like foldable water bottle, I guess you could say, and as you can hear and see, it's made out of more of a material that I think is going to be prone to over time folding and creasing to eventually spring leaks. Though the grommet in the side and the little beaner, the grommet seems to be connected very well. I've seen some of them that's just a hole and eventually those tear out, so that I do like. But the rest of the construction is pretty good. The beaner's pretty cheap, but I mean, what do you expect? You're just going to be clipping it onto your pack or something like that. So I would like to see this water bottle made out of the same material as the bladder. I think that would be better, because these bottles get twisted and folded so much that I think over time this is going to leak. Back to a couple of the issues I see in this pack. What I consider to be the hip belts of these, because this pack is so short, these are not going to work in any fashion for hip belts on anybody that doesn't have a very short torso. These really, for me, and again, video of me wearing it, they run right along my midsection, nowhere near my hips. But you're never really going to be carrying much weight in this pack, so it's not like you need the extra support of hip belts. So don't expect these to act in the fashion of a hip belt and support weight in the pack. Really, all they offer you is a spot to have these little pockets, which offers you a little bit of storage. But with these pockets, they are so small, you're not going to fit, unless you got an old flip phone or something, you're not going to fit a phone in there. You're not going to fit all sorts of granola bars in there. I mean, you may be able to fit some kinds of smaller granola bars and maybe a small bag of trail mix or something. But I guess if you're just using this to go on a run, they will fit your keys and, you know, maybe a small wallet or a little bit of cash, credit cards, that kind of thing. So they do serve a purpose. I'd like to see, if you're going to have pockets to be a little bit bigger, or I'm a big fan of pockets that are made out of just like a stretchy mesh material, so that they kind of can conform to whatever size items you do want to put in there. So, you know, maybe a little too small, that kind of thing. Also, for the size adjustment, to get this pack to fit my body and to fit my body nice and tight all around, like I said, I was able to do it, but I ran this pack to the very end of its adjustment. I had all of the adjustments as tight as they could go. Note, I was only wearing a t-shirt, and wearing this t-shirt, shirtmandude.com. But wearing this t-shirt, I was able to get it to fit snugly. Now, if you're wearing any kind of a jacket or something like that has a little bit more bulk, I wouldn't have had to cinch it up all the way tight. But if you are going on runs and or trail running, most likely you are going to be wearing very minimal layers when it comes to your torso. And I guess that would I would stress people that are smaller, people that are thinner than I am, and I'm not a very big person, that you may not be able to get this pack tight enough on you. Now, if you're any size bigger than me, I'm about 180 pounds, anything stepped up from there, this is going to adjust to fit you well. Now, smaller than that, and I'm stressing this towards women, people with more petite bodies and less size than me, you may not be able to tighten this up to be tight enough on you for when you're running to not have the pack move. All in all, guys, for the price, if you're looking to get yourself an inexpensive hydration pack for going on some runs and some cycling, trail running, that kind of thing, this is a great option. Know that it is not top of the line and that there are going to be some chances down the road for this to wear out. But for $25, it'll fit the need, and when it does wear out, get another one. I'm hoping to see more from this company because I think that, there's some promise in there if they're able to take some of the criticism, constructive criticism, and make some small changes to this pack, and it could be a really nice pack. But anyways, guys, on to the raffle. That's why you guys are here anyways, not to hear me blabber. Like always, guys, if you want to get into these raffles and you're new to the Gear Raffle and Review, visit my Patreon page, where for $1 a month you can get one entry in every single gear raffle that I do. All right, guys, without further ado, the drawing for the Scandinavian Gear Hydration Pack. The winner is number 16. Yes, number 16. And number 16 is Paul Mullen. Congratulations, Paul Mullen. You've just won yourself a hydration pack from Scandinavian Gear. Up next, guys, we take a bite out of Survival Tabs, the all-in-one nutrition meal replacement tablets. Are they as good as they claim to be? Before you guys go, I have a couple other things that I want to talk about. One thing is, in the last Gear Raffle and review, in the last Gear Raffle and Review that I did, I was raffling off the ultralight tent from Big Agnes, and I did get a chance to test that out with a fellow YouTuber from TheOffice, and you can check out his page. It'll be in the description again. But when I was out there, he donated these Twilight's LED, their LED camp lights. It's like Christmas lights for your tent. Really kind of a neat product, but he donated them for me to give away, and I think that's really cool. So I'm going to do a little bit different with this giveaway. It's not going to be for strictly just the patrons. This is going to be for anybody that is watching this video. If you leave a comment, now it could be a comment about hydration bladders, it could be a comment about these, it could be any kind of comment that you want. I'm going to choose my favorite. Make it funny, make it interesting, make it full of information, however you want. I'm going to choose my favorite comment, and we are going to give that person these LED lights for their tent. So make sure you leave a comment in the leave a comment down below. And for all you patrons out there, the next big raffle, we are going to fund the money from January and February, and we're going to do another big raffle. And I had one suggestion from a Travis Hillis. He was the only one that made a suggestion, so we're going to raffle off the piece of gear he was interested in, and that is a ultralight backpack, and it is from Hyperlight Mountain Gear. It is their 3400 Windrider ultralight pack. Now, just like some of these other size-specific gear that I've done, in the comments to this, or send an email over to the email Between the Blazes. Get me your information. Visit the website for this drawing will be in the description. Go to the website, look at the packs. I need sizes from all of you patrons out there so that when I do the drawing, I can get the proper size for the winner of this pack. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the review of the Scandinavian Gear Hydration Pack. But remember, guys, these reviews are just my opinion. And if you don't like it, you can go take a hike. Bye-bye.
Your dad is a model.
Nailed it! I like it, I dig it, I want more of it.